show you how to do it in Google Sites. Let me share my screen again. And all of these sites are free. So one, the sites that we looked at with those two students, they were created using wix.com, sites.google.com, and it will just open up. So sites.google.com is where we're going to go to, for this demonstration. But if you, just to demonstrate it to you, but once you feel comfortable, if you want to use one of the other sites, that's fine. But I think this is a good beginner site. So I'm going to click Google Sites. And so if you do have a Gmail, may ask you, I think I have my Gmail open, so it just went right to it. Or it may ask you to sign in using Gmail. Okay, are we all there? And then it right there says portfolio. So you can click that. And so it gives you an ePortfolio template. And again, you can add some, design to this. And you can add different colors, but the setup is right there. It's so easy to use. So we know from the examples we saw, we know what we may want to put on the home page. And then what you get to do over here is decide on how the page is going to be formatted. So if you want a page with like 2 pictures at the top and then the content on the bottom, you can click over here to the right and select that. If you want it, however, maybe you want some moving pictures there, maybe you want to focus on your study abroad that you've done, this might be a really nice format. So you can decide, on the format that you want, whether you want it to be 3 columns and some images, or if you just want to go back and just keep it simple. All right. So if you did want to do like images moving, if you click here, this will give you that image carousel. You pull up the images and then like the pictures will move, on the front page. So you can be really creative depending on remember who the consumer is, right? Okay, let me go back up. So when you want to add text, you just click text box and then you can add your text. And you can format it however you want. So all the formatting, just like any other application. If you want to add images, click here and you can add any image that you'd like. You have to, click and find an image. And if you're selecting an image offline, just be careful of, what you're using in stock images. If you are familiar with coding, this is entering a URL from another website, but then also if you had some code, if you know how to use HTML, you can embed customized code here by clicking and embed code. And if you have any questions about that, I'm glad to show you HTML. It's one of my favorite things to do. And again, if you have something on the Google Drive, it's right there. You don't have to go anywhere. You just click that and pull it in.
I wanted to say that you showed me HTML.
Now, as far as adding pages, we just click pages, and then the about page is there, the project page is there. But if you wanted to add a page, you click the plus sign. So you can add a new page. If you're adding a link, you can put that there. Again, if you're adding the code, or if you're adding a new menu section, that little plus sign does it all. So it would be adding to the home page unless you added a new page. So if I clicked new menu section, I would have to, I would name it. Maybe I want to put contact info or contact me. And it adds it there. Let me scroll up to the top. I've added all those different things in there. And there, the contact me is added there. Now, the themes. So here's where you can change some of the themes around. If you didn't want it to look so bland, if you wanted to give a little pizzazz, you can, pick one of the themes. You can change the color, the font style. Once you pick a theme, you can start changing things around. And if you wanted to create a theme or import a theme, or you can customize it and create your own theme. Now, if you wanted to see, what you've done so far, how it looks. Also, I'm sorry. Also, if you want to preview, you can, but you can also see how it looks, how it would look on a phone, how it look as a mobile site. So this is looking as on a PC. Large screen is where we are. If someone was on a tablet, because remember, you want them to be able to swipe. How it would look on a cell phone. Right, so remember, I had added all those different views. So maybe if I wanted to put my work here, it gives you some guidelines in the project. Like if you want to contact me. And those are all the things I was adding as an example. Oh, I didn't make a link there. It will contact me. So that's about, and again, you can change the images, gives you some information here. So if you wanted to create your resume right here on the page, you can. And then, as I said, I would recommend creating a link to a PDF that they can actually get to it. And then the project page. So here's where you would put your artifacts. And yes, always give a description of your project. And it can be a paragraph, like we saw the student had the heat transfer or whatever, and she thoroughly described the project from beginning to end. So depending on what type of project it is, you can give a brief description or really get into it and give a paragraph. Right, so I like that it gives you some hints as you go along. It just doesn't, leave you out there to figure it out. And then when you're finished checking to see how it looks, you click the X and it takes you out of preview. So you don't have to publish it until you're ready. So you can publish it publicly or privately. So publishing it privately gives you the link to share. Publishing it publicly gives you the link, but other people can see it. Right. So once you publish it, you get the link. And so I would definitely, how many of you have LinkedIn pages? Good. I would definitely do that transfer where you put your ePortfolio link on LinkedIn and do the same thing, put your LinkedIn here on this page. But you always have that link that you can, if you do an electronic resume, you can put that on there, you can send it out. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, definitely. You can go back. So yeah, so once you publish it, you can go back and add as you have more experiences and so on. Yes, definitely. And so you definitely want to add a page for your reflection. However you want to call it. And it can look, your reflections can be in any format. It doesn't have to be written as a journal. It could be poetry. It could be video. You can do video reflections. You can just talk and then post your video. All right. So if you want to get started and try to create a quick draft, I think Carrington is. Are you creating?
A little bit.
Good, yeah, that's exactly what you should do. Yeah, play around with it so you feel comfortable. Think about what you would put. I think more than anything, that homepage is the where you lead in. So that's the most important page to think about, what you want to put there. And that's also where at the bottom you want to include your social media links. So only LinkedIn, not Facebook or Instagram, right? This is your academic persona where, Facebook and Instagram, that's your personal persona, right? So, and LinkedIn is your professional persona. So this is your academic persona, totally different, separate and apart from your personal persona. Any questions online? Ashley, do you have any questions?